The president said yesterday that he was hoping executive action on the border would happen by itself, that Congress would legislate it. Can you just confirm for us that this indicates that he's no longer considering executive action on the border?
Well, the president has been very clear, and I've been very clear anytime I've asked about executive actions here. And let's not forget the reason why it was stopped, the reason that it didn't go forward is because Republicans were told in Congress to reject it by the former president. That's what happened. They chose politics instead of a majority of the American people.
And his preference to legislate, but the reason I'm asking is we've had conflicting answers over the span of a few weeks on whether
we've had conflicting
from the
answers.
president
No,
on
we
whether
haven't.
executive action was something he could
We
do.
haven't.
He first said that he had done everything he could with the stroke of a pen. Then he said that there was more he could do, but that you would prefer that Congress legislate this, and things were under consideration potentially for executive orders that would make changes to the border who could come across. And then yesterday, it seemed like he said no, nothing's coming.
So I disagree. I think there are a couple of parts here. You're asking me if there's executive actions that we can take. And what we're saying is there are no executive actions that would have done the work. Always looking at options. We have said this. We're always looking at options, executive actions, right, to see how to move forward. But we believe, fundamentally, we always say,
So executive action aren't off the table?
we always say that.
I understand what you're saying about the bill. I do. But yes or no
But
is
you're not. What I'm saying to you is that we always look at all our options. That's what I'm saying to you. But we are saying also is the only way to move forward to actually deal with this issue, the challenges that we're seeing that Republicans rejected because of the last president, because of Donald Trump, is that.
On a different subject, why was the president in that interview using the Gaza Ministry of Health, just run by Hamas, their numbers on the death toll in Gaza? There was a 30,000 figure that he cited on MSNBC. The last time he cited Hamas numbers, officials here dismissed it as a reference to publicly available data. But I would assume that the U.S. has its own assessment of what the death toll is.
We've been very clear here. There are public available data that you all also are taking a look at, that we are citing as well. That's what we're talking about. That's what the president.
Use that number too, then?
You could use whatever you want. I'm just saying that. But we have said, we've been really clear. There are publicly available data.
Karine, quickly on SB4, that law in Texas that would allow local police to arrest migrants. Today, the Supreme Court extended the order blocking that until at least next week. Is the administration coming up with any contingency plans if that were to be able to go into effect, or what's the latest on that from the White House's perspective?
So going to be super careful here and don't want to go beyond the Department of Justice. And so I'm just going to be super, super mindful. I don't have anything else beyond that. I don't have a contingency plan to announce at this time. So